Come on.
The main fight. Let's talk the weigh-in.
The weigh-in. Well, really before the weigh-in, at the press conference, right? So Paulo Costa rolls in, talking noise, mad noise. They've been having war words the whole time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Paulo Costa released the video of like someone dressed up as Izzy running away from him in the cage. What? Hilarious video, actually. Like one of the few people who could like talk mess with Izzy because Izzy's an internet kid and he's killing everybody on the internet. But yes, so he comes and throws the white belt at Izzy.
It was like this little like white.
Yeah, it's this terrible.
Not like an actual white belt. It was just like
he
this
didn't
piece
even
of,
give him a real one, right?
Yeah.
He didn't even give him
Yeah.
But yeah, he comes in talking noise, throwing it at him. Izzy handles it great or whatever. They just talk noise, but they've been heated. They've been weirdly heated the whole time.
Is Izzy a white belt, or he doesn't train?
No, Izzy. I don't know what belt they granted Izzy. Oracle can find out though, because they train out of. I forget his name. But
he's in New Zealand, right?
New Zealand camp. The only number one main camp. There's only one there. Dan Hooker's there. All those good guys are there. But yeah.
So then Costa's talking like all this.
You're not good at jiu-jitsu. Yeah. I mean, he's like, I'm gonna beat you up on the ground. Basically, he's saying
yeah, okay.
Like if we get to the ground, dude,
is he a wrestler too?
Well, I don't think he's a wrestler.
Izzy's a blue belt.
So yeah, so that makes sense. But as a fighter, I mean, I saw Izzy fourth round hit the fourth round on. Almost knocked out against Gastelum, hit the triangle, right? I don't know if you remember the great fight. He hits the triangle, so regardless of what belt he is, he got moves.
I think it's also something like blue belt and like I just train in a local academy, whatever, and blue belt, like I fight in the UFC.
I fight in the UFC and I have I'm black belt just because of physicality. Yeah. like just because of physicality. I don't know everything, right? Yeah. But then so up to the fight now. Go to the fight. I mean, what's the first thing you saw at the fight? What's the first thing you saw? I mean, other than Paulo being handsome, what's the first thing you saw?
The first thing that I noticed, and then everybody on Twitter was talking about, was his chest.
I said it so fast.
His right pec in particular.
His titty was flopping.
Yeah.
There was one, but what do we know about that?
Okay, so two possibilities, right? So like, one, maybe torn pec, some kind of injury, maybe something happened, or
there was no bruising though. There's no bruising. If it was one of those, there's no bruising. So, and unlikely because he beat his ass to have a torn pec in the fight.
True. He was moving just fine.
Yeah.
What everybody's saying, everybody's thinking is just like, okay.
Please don't pop hot.
Yeah. Please don't pop. It looks like you're using some steroids. It looks like you might have some.
You get titties when you get steroids.
Yes.
When you put testosterone, you get titties.
So then his first initial, like as soon as you walk out, everybody just on Twitter is just like, well, what's going on here? What's this? And like...
It's all I could see.
All I could see. He does this whole like routine and everything. And then the actual fight itself.
Well, but before going to the actual... Here's the thing. Like, I know he's so into how he looks and stuff. Like, he's looking at the camera. He has to see it too. Like,
and apparently they asked...
I bet you he addresses it.
But they asked him about it after, like in the post-fight stuff, and I don't think he addressed it.
They asked him?
They asked him
what's wrong with your boobie?
I think so. That's what I heard. I need... Okay. Can we get a check on that? Like, does he have a response on this?
Yeah, that's true. That's a good... So, okay, we can move on to the fight, though. So, something... It looked weird, but... Here's what I thought. Like, if he doesn't pop hot, and there's not some new superroids that they can't track, like... It's a bad weight cut in the sense of like he was still losing weight, and everyone loses. Like we both cut weight, we both train. Like your body just react. Like when you're on point, everything's gone, but it slowly loses stuff. So maybe he just hasn't lost all the fat. I hope. If he pops hot, it's gonna destroy him. He's a superstar.
He was talking some like crazy shit after the fight. Mm-hmm. He's talking about the other people that aren't making weight and how people aren't like. People are just not trying to make weight, just taking the 30% cut, and he's talking all this stuff like on camera.
He calls him a juice head. He calls him on roids. He says like he's just muscled up, so he better not.
If he pops, first, I mean everybody's thinking too like we got to test him, right? Yeah. Like if we test him and then nothing comes up, then awesome. But
awesome.
Like, at this point, everybody's like,
because he pieced him up. Hot. He did piece him up. He did piece him up.
Do we have a...
He claims he's been tested multiple times.
He has. He
Leading
has
up to
to.
the fight and
He
after
has
the
to
fight.
have been. He has to have
So-
been tested. What I'll say is John was tested multiple to all these fights. But what's weird is only sometimes one of their tests is dirty. So let's see what happens. Takes time.
I mean,
But if he's clean, I'm super happy.
we know some professional fighters as well that have fought in the organization, and they talk about like how like they would just get randomly tested all the time,
All the
especially if
time.
you're like some kind of like big name. It's just all the
Like,
time.
Yeah. Tim says they walk up. He was in the shower coming back from training. They're like waiting for him. They're like, "Sir, you ready to pee?"
Yeah.
Like,
So then the actual fight itself. I mean,
he beats him up.
I've never seen Paulo Costa fight.
Okay.
This is my first time. Obviously, phenomenal shape.
He's huge.
And obviously, this guy's like peak athlete.
He's huge.
But this is the first time I've ever seen him fight.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, is it just like,
He didn't look good then. If that's what you saw, he didn't look good.
is
Like,
he just beat him up?
He just beat him up. It just he couldn't get his hands on Izzy. Izzy was too far, and in the beginning, it looked like Paulo was like, "I'll take the damage because you can't hurt me that bad," but it added up.
I mean, they were definitely taking some shots. And
His knee was bright red. What, 2 minutes in?
yeah, he had the little cupping bruises also, like on his knee
On his
down and his
calf,
calf. Yeah.
But that was just from the damage of the fight. But then
No, that was just coming in.
Izzy just hit him with the short left hook, which looked like, I mean, it's supposed to catch on the outside of your jaw. He hit him on the same side of the head, kind of glancing shot, and it was still enough to completely dropped him. There's no contest who won the fight, right?
Yeah.
And he gave him the raw dog at the end.
Dang, he did give him the raw dog. Quick, ref jumped in quick too. It wasn't like Costa took a bunch of punches.
No.
Uh,
I will say all the refs were quicker this time because the last couple UFCs have been bad. They want to see someone die, someone talk to them, save my fighters. And Paulo didn't argue it. He was just down there, just damn.
you think he got? Do you think he knows he got
He
raw dog?
knows. He'll see it on camera. He'll see it on camera. He
like,
can't do nothing.
You just took a bunch of shots. You just went down.
Izzy was nice.
kind
He
of
just gave him the one and stood up. It was only because they were in position.
I mean, it's not as bad as like Hanzo back in the day, just kicking what's his name in the face.
Jumps the fence, knocks him out.
Just
He
bang.
knocks the fighter out. Full soccer kick to the
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
Legendary.